Okay, as people are doing searches on our website, we frequently get asked, which kind of round should I be searching for? Which kind of round should I be picking? So this is going to be a very short clip showing you the optical differences between the different rounds that we feature. Okay, and we're going to start off by showing you in this first comparison, as I shrink down on your screen here, we're going to be looking at a hearts and arrows round that we personally hand select versus a standard round. So both of these diamonds are 57 facet rounds. The lighting that we're looking at them in is diffuse fluorescent lighting, diffuse daylight, kind of similar to what you would see in office lighting or outside on a cloudy day. And we're looking at the optical characteristics of brightness and contrast. And you can see a marked difference between the two diamonds in this clip. Let me just say this about the round diamonds that we hand select for our inventory. Okay, the two diamonds that are up on the screen now are two diamonds that fall into what would be considered traditional round brilliant cut diamonds. The primary difference is in the cut quality, which you can see the differences in brightness and contrast here. We're also, as a matter of fact, now that you've seen brightness and contrast between these two diamonds, you know, it's pretty obvious which one is the better diamond of the two. But we're going to switch over to spotlighting and look at fire and sparkle here in these two diamonds now as well. But let me just, a quick word as we're looking at the fire and sparkle differences between these two diamonds. The round diamonds that we pick for our inventory that you see graded as having superior optical symmetry are truly the most carefully selected rounds that you will find not just in a bricks and mortar jewelry store, but on the internet. And there is no website in the world that shows more objective evidence demonstrating the hows and the whys that these diamonds have the rarest optics that you'll be able to find, period. The rounds that we pick are even brighter and more fiery than the standard GIA Excellence and AGS Ideals. We have criteria for selecting our rounds that far supersede what labs look at when you just look at a standard GIA Excellent or a standard AGS Ideal. Those will be in other specialized videos, but this one's just to familiarize you with the visual differences. Okay, now as we move on to the next diamond, the next comparison you're going to be looking at here is one of our round hearts and arrows diamonds. We're going to kind of use that as the standard for the comparison because those are the most traditional, the best of the traditionally cut diamonds. But this next diamond that you're looking at here is a diamond called a Solisfera diamond. It's a 91 faceted diamond. It's another hearts and arrows diamond. So this one has 91 facets as opposed to 57 facets on the traditional. In diffuse lighting, which you're seeing it in now, it is a super bright stone. This diamond is an engineer's dream because it's cut with supreme level of optical symmetry, very precise craftsmanship in this diamond, and the cutting facility that cuts the Solisfera diamond uses every known available optical technology possible and have cut these diamonds to max out every technology available. You'll learn about the other technologies on our website like Brilliant Scope, Fire Scope, or Red Reflectors, Diam-X-Ray, the ASET scope. The Solisfera always kicks optical rear end in all of those examinations. Now you're looking at the fire and sparkle of a Solisfera diamond. And so these are the visual differences. When we're recommending to clients which one of these diamonds do I get, I always tell them pick which appeals most to your eyes. Okay? So as you look at the two, which one of these speaks to you more is the question that you want to ask yourself as you look at the variety of rounds that we feature. Okay, the next comparison we have coming up on the screen is a diamond called an Eternity diamond. It is another modified round like the Solisfera. The Eternity is not a hearts and arrows diamond. It does display an arrows formation, not necessarily a hearts formation if you look at the photography on individual Eternity diamonds web pages. But you can see there's a different brightness and contrast pattern happening with the Eternity diamond that kind of departs from your hearts and arrows round. The Solisfera is close to the traditional appearance of the hearts and arrows round, but was a little more splintery in appearance. But the Eternity is completely different, although it does display great brightness, but it's a different pattern of lights and darks that we're looking at in there. As we switch over to spotlighting in an Eternity, you can see this is something that Eternities are known for. There's a lot of sparkle scintillation in an Eternity. Okay, so an Eternity has very good brightness in diffuse lighting with smaller reflections. In spotlighting, you can see a lot of little tiny sparks of light intermingled with the bright reflections of fire. Okay, so this is people who go for Eternities generally like this particular feature about it. All right. Once again, there are going to be product tutorials specific to each one of the brands that we feature, but this is just kind of a quickie to kind of get you familiar with the how each of these guys look. The diamond that's coming up on the screen now here is a Star 129. Okay, this is a 129 faceted stone. And as you see the difference between the two in diffuse lighting for brightness and contrast, it looks like a lot of little smaller reflections as opposed to the broader reflections in our hearts and arrows rounds. So this is an appearance that is markedly different from all of the other modified rounds. Star 129s are extremely bright stones. The diamonds that we handpick from the brands, I mean, are always going to be the best optics that each of these feature. But there's your differences in brightness and contrast between a hearts and arrows round and a Star 129. Now, as we switch over to spotlighting in a Star 129, this is where a Star 129 is markedly different from every other round on the market, because look at the spray of pin flash in a Star 129. All right, these diamonds do. I mean, when you look at them in jewelry stores, they look awesome in jewelry stores because jewelry stores primarily consist of spotlighting. So these things have sparkle out the wazoo. If you're and the women naturally who are drawn to these diamonds are women who are really after the sparkle factor, okay, because nothing really beats it. There isn't so much broad, chunkier flash in the Star 129 as there are the other cuts, but this here is a sheer sparkle. It's a spray of or blast of tiny sparkles no matter which way you angle the stone. And just before we wrap this short clip up, just want to say each one of these rounds that we feature in the Good Old Gold inventory are all rounds or modified rounds that we handpick for light performance. Okay, just because a diamond has more facets, there are many modified cuts on the market. Just because a diamond has more facets doesn't always mean it's going to be more brilliant or more fiery or more sparkly. So you may want to watch this clip a couple of times before you make a final choice, or you can click on all the shapes and see. And just something else to be aware of, the diamonds that are featured on our website, in each one of the shapes that you've looked at, we have access to the inventories of each one of these cutting facilities. So even though you see so many hearts and arrows rounds on our website, and we have a great variety on our website, we have access to more that's not on our website. Same goes for Star 129, Solisfera, and Eternity as well. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this comparison in the optics, and I'm sure it'll help you select what appeals most to your eyes. Once again, you want to pick what appeals most to your eyes when you're looking at this, and thank you for watching.